On my other channel, Revealing the Crime, I recently talked about a red carpet interview with Cassie that took place just 3 days after the hotel incident with Diddy, the one that was caught on surveillance footage. I wanted to share that same clip here on Revealing the Narc because the way Cassie answers questions about love at first sight and how she keeps her relationship strong, it feels deeply revealing. It's not just about what she says, it's how she says it, the language, the hesitation, the performance. These are things we study here too. If you're interested in my other channel, you can find the link to it in the description of this video. And without further ado, let's get into that video.
What makes you guys work?
Well, I think what makes any relationship work, if it is working, is, just not talking about it too much and just keeping it close to your heart.
This interview happened 3 days after the hotel incident, and it is so telling. I want to talk about it. I'm going to show you other snippets from this interview, and it really breaks your heart to listen to it and to see it. Welcome to Revealing the Crime, where we explore true crime, manipulation tactics, and the psychology behind criminal behavior, especially cluster B trades. This channel is for discussion and education, not diagnosis. Viewer discretion is advised, as some topics may be disturbing. Let's uncover the truth one case at a time. What I'd like to do is go through a couple of articles just setting the stage, setting the history of what has happened, and then I'm going to show you that full video clip. We're going to break it down, look at her facial expressions, look at the words she's using, and just decode what is going on. The article that I will start with was published in the Daily Mail on May 16th, 2025. The title is Cassie's husband, Alex Fine, breaks silence on Diddy trial as he shares emotional statement in support of his wife. Alex Fine, who married Ventura in 2019, issued a heartfelt statement after days of hearing his wife recount the trauma she endured during her relationship with the music mogul who faces trial for, I'm not going to read those words because YouTube flags certain words. Combs denies all charges against him. If found guilty, he could spend decades behind bars. In the powerful message, Fine expressed pride and profound love for Ventura, as well as anger toward those who tried to break her spirit. His statement, which was read by attorney Douglas Wigdor on Friday, shed light on the emotional roller coaster he experienced while sitting through the trial. Over the past 5 days, the world has gotten to witness the strength and bravery of my wife, freeing herself of her past, Fine said, acknowledging the intense scrutiny both he and Ventura have faced throughout the trial. He continues, there has been speculation online surrounding how it must feel for me to sit there and listen to my wife's testimony. I have felt so many things sitting there, Fine wrote. He revealed that while it was a painful experience, it also filled him with pride. I have felt tremendous pride and overwhelming love for Cass, Fine wrote, adding that he also experienced profound anger at the man who subjected Ventura to years of the A word. He spoke directly to Diddy and those who enabled his behavior. You did not break her spirit nor her smile that lights up every room, Fine emphasized. You did not break the souls of a mother who gives the best hugs and plays the silliest games with our little girls. You did not break the woman who has made me a better man. Throughout the statement, Fine made it clear that Ventura's strength was the result of her own hard work and determination rather than anyone saving her. He says, I did not save Cassie, as some have said. To say that is an insult to the years of painful work my wife has done to save herself, he continued. Cassie saved Cassie. She alone broke free from the A word, coercion, violence, and threats. She did the work of fighting the demons that only a demon himself could have done to her. This part of the article is so powerful, and I really want to stress this portion. Cassie saved Cassie. Those 3 words stopped me in my tracks because many of us were waiting for someone to save us, or maybe we are waiting for someone to save us, a parent, a partner, a friend, someone to step in and say, I see you. let me get you out of here. But sometimes that person never comes. Sometimes you're the only one standing in the wreckage, and you have to be the one to claw your way out. Cassie didn't have a hero. She became her own. And when her husband said that, Cassie saved Cassie, he's not just speaking about her. He's speaking to every single one of us who's ever had to survive something no one saw. Every one of us who's had to get up, heal in secret, and keep going. So if no one ever told you, I see your strength, the kind that doesn't make headlines, the kind that rebuilds quietly, and the kind that saved you when no one else could. What I want to do next is establish a timeline of Cassie's relationship with Combs and also a timeline of the events surrounding the interview that I will show you. So I just picked this article, Cassie Ventura's relationship timeline with P. Diddy, Alex Fine, and Kid Cudi, because all I just want to show you is that she was entangled in a complex long-term relationship with him that spanned from 2007 to 2018. And then I want to show you this article. I wanted to show you one that had at least a picture of the video footage I'm talking about. And this is the one that came up. It turns out CNN, I think, owns the rights to that surveillance footage. And this article is when Holmes is talking about being sorry for what he did to her in 2016. I'm going to leave this here if you want to read it, but I just want to point out that this footage, compiled from multiple camera angles, is dated March 5, 2016. So if you want to read this, please go ahead and pause and read it. And then the article continues here, and it just talks about how awful, violent, scary, terrifying. I don't even know what words to put to it. But again, if you want to read this, please pause and read it. I skimmed through it and it made me sick to my stomach. I'm going to go back really quick to that original article we were talking about because I want to show you how much Cassie was worried about information getting out. The article says jurors heard a recording of a distressed Ventura screaming at a friend who said he had seen a video of her. In the recording made by Ventura, the man claimed to have the video on his phone. So essentially, this recording that's being played at the trial, Ventura recorded while she's in conversation with a man who says that they have video footage of the act. In Ventura's recording, when she's talking to this man, she is heard pleading to see the video and then threatening to, you know what, if it became public. She says, I've never done that to anyone in my life, but I will. And again, I'm not using these words because these are words that get flagged, I believe, by YouTube, and I don't want my videos at all to get flagged. The article finishes up and says Ventura told the man, punctuating the words with profanity. So going back to the timeline, the surveillance footage from the hotel occurred on March 5th. The interview we're going to watch is from March 8th, 3 days later. And then 3 days after that, the movie The Perfect Match was released on March 11th. So let's start watching that interview.
Believe in love at first sight?
I do. I do.
Or do you believe in love at first sight?
I do. I do.
So there's a couple of things I notice. She smiles with her mouth, but her eyes do not engage. Her lips form a polite smile, but her eyes don't lift or soften in a way that is accompanied by genuine joy. This suggests to me that this is performance over presence. It's a smile meant for optics and not emotion. She also has a subtle eyebrow furrow and head tilt. There seems to be this crease between her eyebrows, and I think this signals conflict or confusion, as if the question caught her off guard or brushed against something painful. And then she has a downcast glance before answering. It's like she's choosing her words very carefully, and she's trying to avoid saying something wrong. Her tone rises when she says, I do, I do. It's like nervous enthusiasm, but it can be a cover for discomfort. It's almost like she's trying to convince us that she does believe in love at first sight. So essentially, her voice lifts like she's trying to convince us, or maybe herself, and her face tells a more complicated story, a smile that doesn't reach her eyes, a flicker of tension between the eyebrows. This wasn't romantic gushing, it was damage control in real time. Let's continue with the video.
Was it love at first sight with your boyfriend?
It was a long time ago.
Was it love at first sight with your boyfriend?
It was a long time ago. It was a long time ago.
When she's asked this question, was it love at first sight with your boyfriend? There's this initial hesitation. Her eyebrows seem to furrow a little bit, her lips tightened, and she looks off for a moment. This doesn't seem like the glow of romantic nostalgia. It looks like a freeze response, a moment of calculation. What am I supposed to say here? What's the safe answer? When she does answer, it's a verbal deflection. That was a long time ago. Her smile resumes, but now it's broader, toothier, too big to feel relaxed. This exaggerated smile is often associated with what's called the Fawn response, overcorrecting with charm to cover discomfort or emotional pain. I've actually done an entire video about the Fawn response on my Revealing the Narc channel. I'll include a link to that video in the description for this video. And then finally, there's this loud performative laughter at the end. She turns away slightly. That's not shared joy. It's more like, let's laugh so we don't cry, maybe. This moment feels more like she's trying to shut the door on the question and redirect attention. It's almost screaming, I'm done, let's move on. Let's continue with the final and most telling and almost terrifying part of this interview.
What makes you guys work?
Well, I think what makes any relationship work, if it is working, is, just not talking about it too much and just keeping it close to your heart.
At face value, this just sounds like privacy, but in context, this interview happened just 3 days after the hotel footage was recorded. And this sounds like a survival strategy, not intimacy, not pride, silence, containment, a way to protect herself in public while living in fear in private. Throughout this part of the interview, you see a lot of pursed lips and downcast eyes. This is a classic sign of emotional regulation under stress. She's not speaking from a place of peace, she's forcing control. You can see throughout the interview in this section, her jaw tightens mid sentence. Her mouth movements show tension, especially as she transitions between thoughts. This is a sign of holding back emotion or suppressing truth. There's a lack of genuine eye engagement. Even when she's smiling or talking gently, there's no spark in the eyes. Her gaze looks distant. It's like she's not fully present. She also seems to tilt her head towards the end and shift her eyes as she's finishing her sentence. It looks like she's withdrawing or she's trying to say that she's experiencing discomfort. So when Cassie says, what makes my relationship work, if it's working, notice she had to clarify that too, is not talking too much about it and keeping it close to your heart. But when you look at her face, this isn't a woman protecting a sacred romance. This is a woman protecting herself. Silence wasn't a choice, it was a condition of survival. And when you remember, this was just 3 days after the hotel incident, it's haunting because she's not promoting a relationship, she's enduring one. And she's still trying to smile for the cameras. I want to mention that I have another channel called Revealing the Narc. And on that channel, I talk about narcissistic traits and I look at celebrities and how these traits play out. Within that community, I am a big fan of the Sidley twins, and many of you probably know them. They are amazing. One of the most amazing things that adds to how awesome they are is that they ask that instead of people giving super chats or super stickers, they consider donating that money to animal shelters. And I'm going to ask you the same thing. If you're thinking about sending a super chat or super sticker, I want to thank you so much. That support never goes unnoticed. But instead, I'd love for you to consider donating to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. They provide 24/7 confidential support for people in crisis, people who are often trying to escape really toxic and even dangerous situations. I'm going to put a link to their website and I'll also include their phone number. And again, I'd like to thank you all so much for your support. If this video was interesting to you, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll know every time I drop a new video. I want to thank you all so much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.